Yo, what's up, guys? It's Fan here today, and today I am breaking down the basically Marvel Token Fighting Souls developer notes. Well, the developer notes, and then I'm also going to be breaking down the gameplay of the game. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to make sure I keep up with content on this game and on the Invincible game, and basically on all the fighting games we have coming up. So stay tuned. Let's get into these developer notes, you guys. I haven't seen it, so this is my first time looking at it with you guys. I might make a lot of Capcom references, I'm just saying.
プレイステーションの友人から急になんか飲みに行こうぜっていう連絡が来て、なんのこっちゃと思って、予定合わせて行ったんですけど、ちょっと飲んでる中で、実はアークの方でマーベルのアクトゲームを作ってみないかというような提案をいただきまして。
So yeah, this is probably why this is a PlayStation exclusive, because I've had people be like, well, why is it only on PlayStation and PC? PlayStation was the one that arranged for it to happen.
いや本当に聞いた時はびっくりしましたね。で、世界的に本当に有名な IP ですし、光栄だなと思いつつも、まず本当にうちの会社で大丈夫かなという不安もあり。
There's a lot to break down.
The inspiration for working on this project really came from a place of pure fandom and wanting to say, why isn't PlayStation in this space?
So PlayStation approached us with this vision to bring Marvel back to the forefront of the tag fighting genre. And
which is true. You gotta remember, Marvel, even with the remakes in the Capcom collection, Marvel's Capcom collection, it wasn't as popular. We were losing it because Infinite really did a number on the Marvel's Capcom reputation, and now we have this game coming out, and it's given some light to Marvel's Capcom and Marvel in general being in that foundation, and I feel like Marvel Token Souls is gonna help with that. But
that got us really excited because we had worked with them before on successful stuff like the Marvel Spider-Man franchise with Insomniac.
When it came to approaching Marvel, you have to kind of first float the idea and let them know, hey, we're thinking about approaching a company like Arc System Works to make a fighting game. We'd love to partner with you to do this really great collaboration. Would you be interested?
When they named the developer, that really perked up our ears. It's always refreshing to work with a team that will take on the challenge of tackling Marvel, putting their own spin on it, and they're just uppercutting that challenge into the stratosphere. And that's what you get with this team. I mean, they couldn't make something boring if they tried.
社長からも本当に作れるんだったらぜひやりたいねっていうことを言われました。話を受けてしまった以上これは私がプロデューサーなのかなっていうところで。
The tricky thing is that most fans, including myself, see this as a sacred genre for Marvel. The tough part is finding a part.
Because Marvel has been, even before Capcom, they've had their foot in the door of fighting games. Not all of them have been great. Like Marvel Nemesis, I love that game to a T. It is still a terrible Power Stone clone. And X-Men, trying to remember what the name of the game. Sorry if you guys can hear that. But X-Men Mutant Academy, great game for the PS1, but it was not produced by Capcom. So even like Marvel had their day in the fighting games, whether it be good or bad.
Partner that's crazy enough to take on the task, because you either do something like this big and bold or you don't do it at all.
I feel like I have a good grasp on their art style and how they would approach certain IPs. You come in with your kind of own expectations of, here's what I would expect to see from Arc System Works when they take on a Marvel IP. And what came up was something that went beyond that.
Then I'm gonna talk on it.
一番最初にマーベルさんに提出した時はなんとなくマイケルさんの反応はあんまり芳しくなかった印象があって、何がまずいのかなっていろいろこうやっぱり直接話していくうちにもっとアークのやりたいマーベルを見せてくれ。
Alright, I'm gonna tell you about this. presentation when it comes to fighting games is a big thing. And I keep bringing this up. There's the reason why Marvel's Capcom Infinite did not succeed and Dragon Ball FighterZ did. Dragon Ball FighterZ took the manga of Dragon Ball in the anime, and they didn't change it, and they didn't go with the most popular. No, Dragon Ball FighterZ knew the anime is flashy, the manga has unique and beautiful art. They want to see these characters, but they also want to see our spin on these characters. Marvel's Capcom Infinite, what they did was they tried to MCUify Marvel's Capcom, and that never works. Marvel's Capcom 3, the reason why people loved it, it was comic booky as hell. It looked like a comic book come to life, but every character had their own unique spin to how they looked, to how they animated, to how they shifted. It looked like the presentation looked great. It was beautiful to look at that. The cel-shaded art, the uniqueness of the characters. Spider-Man, yeah, he looked like normal Spider-Man, right? But cool watching his eyes pop up or literally looked like a comic book page. It was cool seeing X-23. We haven't seen her in any type of 3D environment. Shit, even the Capcom characters like Morgan and Ryu, and yeah, they look familiar. You'll be able to tell them in a shadow graph. But they still look unique enough to where when you put that comic book filter over it, it's the presentation where we're like, damn, this game looks awesome. This shit looks great.
というような話をいただいたことがあって。
I remember personally the first time I saw Iron Man was really when I felt we had something special.
なので今回の
Yeah, I'm gonna bring that up.
Special.
なので
As someone who's not a huge Iron Man fan, I love the design. This looks badass. Like, again, the combination of like a Gundam and an Iron Man suit should work. And Arc System saw that and was like, all right, we can do that. And then looking like, as the guy's gonna say later in the video, I did look at some of it. He said it looks like a luxury car, right? Yeah, you see that? Motherfucker got a Mercedes crown right here. Right here. I don't know if you guys can see the cursor, but yeah, this looks fucking dope.
今回のアイアンマンのデザインを皆さんご覧いただければ分かると思うんですけども、かなりこう日本らしいアークシステムワークスらしいデザインっていうのが、出ているかなと思うので、マーベルの皆さんの反応がすこぶる良くて、あ、これなんだみたいないう感じで。
Iron Man is supposed to be the sleek fighter jet, think luxury race car mixed with a brick house. And the fact that they added anime mech elements to him just felt really naturally at home.
One of the mantras that we have for this project is from...
This is what I want to talk about. Again, Miss Marvel, and I always say that Miss Marvel always had kind of the short end of the thing. First of all, she was, coming up after Carol Danvers. Second of all, I'm going to just say it. Those fans, I don't got to say much more about it. Trust me. Those fans never liked her, and they never gave her a chance. Me being a fan of the character, that's why I was like, oh shit, they put her in the game? And they didn't really have to do much to change her design when it comes to her costume. I don't know, they gave her puffy sleeves. Like, I don't know. Like, that's it. But they didn't change her appearance. They still kept her as a Pakistani character. I don't want to be wrong on her race or ethnicity, so if I got it wrong, please write it down in the comments below. But yeah, no, she looks like the character. Like, she looks unique. She looks great. And she's getting the spotlight, and her and Robbie Reyes are two characters that definitely deserve it. Robbie Reyes, I thought we were about to get Johnny Blaze. I'm not going to lie, but I'm glad we got who we got.
Japan to the world, and
you can't really fuck up Spider-Man's design. It's very hard. Everyone says he's over-designed, but I'm sorry. Again, this is Arc System Works design. You're not going to get this. About to say, Captain America design is changed. Iron Man design is changed. Why wouldn't Spider-Man design be changed?
Really trying to take not just the...
Even Doctor Doom, I love this design. This motherfucker looks like a king. He looks like he owned the look, just royalty. This man's got, as the kids say, drip. I feel old as hell for saying that.
The IP, but gameplay mechanics, and say, what can we really take from Japan, the creators that are doing awesome work here, and bring that to the global platform?
特別なところいっぱいあるんですけど、本当にやっぱり強調すべきは、格闘ゲームのチームバトルの中では4対4というのがまず本当に意欲的で挑戦的なところだというところと、
When Ark looks at these Marvel characters, it's not simply just the visuals, it's also the gameplay mechanics and adding in that, what is that pop? What is going to be something that's different? Up until now, you've seen tag fighters that have 2v2, 3v3. We felt like we just had to go 4v4. And in doing so, we found a lot of unique and fun ways to...
I think this goes back, and I'm going to forever give him his props. Max said there was no way for fighting games to really evolve unless you add another person. And I was watching his video, and I watched everybody else's video on like how fighting games, what the next big step into fighting games. I always say tag fighting games, if you ever want a fighting game to evolve, there's two genres, and it's not the basic 1v1 arcade fighter. No, your best bet if you want to see evolved fighting games is a 3D fighter or a 2v2 tag fighter. And they somehow took it and made it a 4v4 tag fighter. And also, look, you see Kai in the background from Guilty Gear. But yeah, that's it. I'm sorry, Mike.
To change up the gameplay that I think players are going to be very excited to see.
今回4対4という革新的なところにチャレンジしている中で4キャラクター練習しないと勝てないんじゃないのか安心してください。
Learning 4 characters is extremely daunting, but the team at Arc System Works has found a way to design a system that adapts to your playstyle. So you could either duke it out as just the leader and 3 assists, or you can tag in
what I'm like, hold up.
Your assists to swap the leader and change the matchup on the fly.
That's what I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So if you've ever played Capcom versus SNK, which you can, they got the Capcom collection right now. But in Capcom versus SNK, I think 2, you can have a groove system where it's just like you give all the highest health to one character, or you just pick one really strong character with the highest amount of health and that, and it's similar to that. Or better example, Skullgirls. It's very similar to Skullgirls from what they're saying. We won't know until we
I don't think a lot of people thought
this
day would be here, would come. This has just been an awesome journey, and I'm excited that we get to be able to share it with all the fans out there.
I'll tell you right now, a lot of fighting games, they never get to experience this level of production, and it's just a dream to even be working with these two great partners.
それは決してビジネスという枠組みではなくて、それぞれの強い思いの中でこのタイトルを成功させよう、いいゲームにしてファンに届けようと。
The 3 companies have come together to do this, and I think we really are going to make something magical here.
このタイトルですね、まだまだ開発途中ではありますが、続々とキャラクターも発表していきたいと思いますし、キャラクター以外のコンテンツというところも今後いろいろ出ていくと思います。今しばらく楽しみにお待ちいただければなと思います。Stay tuned.
Now, with the magic of video editing,
a few moments later,
I didn't know that the gap was so I'm gonna break down basically the trailer a little bit more now that I know a little bit more information and kind of go back to what the developers were saying in the dev notes. So let's get into it.
君のことは親友だと思っているが、やるしかないようだな。ビブラニウムのシールドだけでは私のアーマーには勝てないぞ。私のくらえ。おいたまよ。耐えてみせろ。
Okay, so now knowing that how the tag system's kind of working, he didn't put all these as one character. They're having it all to showcase all the characters. Let's go back to the tag so you guys understand, so I'm not talking gibberish to you. So first you launch him into the air, and Kamala comes in to finish the combo. This is very similar to Marvel's Capcom Infinite. You could do this where you start up a combo, tag in your secondary character to go and finish the said combo. There's not, okay, again, much like Injustice, when you push back somebody, you swing tap them and go to a so you either, I guess when they're yellow like that, hold up. Okay. Okay, no. Now I want to bring this up. This is definitely Dante's level 1. Look. Now Ghost Rider is unique. Let me tell you why. See, he has a lot of his Marvel vs. Capcom. So like this, that is a Marvel vs. Capcom 3 attack. This is his Marvel vs. Capcom 3 pushback. Basically, if you want to create space, that's what you do. Dr. Doom, you're gonna notice his whole entire that had to be a level 1. It doesn't look like a finisher. We already see how level 3 is looking. So that move is gonna track you. Like, yeah, when you tag out, it's gonna track you. Right, here's where you're gonna see a lot of characters on screen. So again, this is your basic assist here. All 3 characters on. Okay, that's unique. That's a lot like in Marvel's Capcom 3, you can launch characters and tag in as you fight. But this time, all of them are going to be on screen. Not much I can really say unless you want me to go in depth and talk about comic So yeah, I'm trying to go back. So yeah, as you can tell, they definitely looked. A lot of them are inspiration. They're not taking things from another game. So like with Star-Lord, two characters that remind me of Dante's and Deadpool's. See, even had Dante's elemental thing where he would freeze people with certain weapons. I'm noticing that the stage at least has. We're gonna have at least 3 stage. Fuck English. 3 stage transitions per map. I'm assuming one's gonna be left or right, and we're gonna go through like that. And look, we see there's a Daredevil reference. His training gym. So we're probably are gonna get a Daredevil, and then we have damage control over there. Little things you don't really notice. Another thing for another character I feel like we're gonna see is Thor. Y'all gotta put Thor in this game. Come on now. Is there anything in a New York stage that? Yeah, there's. Wait a minute. Who's that in the background? It's a blonde woman. It doesn't playing Marvel Rivals doesn't narrow this. Oh, this is Dazzler. I'm dumb. It has her name right here. Dazzler Disco. Oh, look, the Fantastic Four is in the back right here. Or the back to building. The Avengers Tower. On the background, coffee. Oh, Janet Van Dyne. So the Wasp is. Now I'm just looking at Easter eggs. We're gonna stop here. So thank you guys so much for watching my breakdown. Yeah, I'm very excited for this game. So, damn, I was about to open up another thing. But yeah, give me your thought down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.